Hey everybody, Leumeria here with a relationship tip for you all for today. So this is for those of you who are dating and interested in attracting that person that is your vibrational match. You know, that person that you want to develop a long-term relationship, that potential that is waiting for you in, the world, not that far away, but you haven't quite attracted that person into your energy field yet. So for those of you who are dating, whether you're actively dating or whether you are, sporadically dating, if you are seeing someone and that person starts to reflect something to you that you recognize from the last relationships that you've been in. This is a message from your higher self, or a message from the universe saying, hey, this is an opportunity for you to decide if you have learned from this lesson. Have you learned from this lesson, or do you need to go back and repeat it? So this is like what I call a retrograde kind of energy that's operating in your relationship. It's there to determine, for you to determine if you are ready to fast track and evolve your relationship experience to the person that is your next level relationship. If you keep going back and repeating the same thing over and over and over again, you're basically letting your higher self and the universe know that you have not really learned from that, and you keep having to, or choosing to, repeat the same thing over and over and over again. So here's a tip. If you want to fast track your relationship to the next level, that when you see something that is a repeat from another relationship or from past relationships, and you know that this is not something that you need to go through again, and you know that this is something that is signaling to you that just recognize that this is not what you came into this relationship for. You came into this relationship to make sure that you got that lesson so that you can move on to someone who is your next level match in the vibrational game of love relationships. So pay attention, don't get caught up in repeat cycles and keep going back into retrograde relationship energy. When you see that, honor that person, and thank that person for showing you that you have mastered this particular relationship aspect, in your life, that you've mastered that you've learned from that, and you're ready to move on to the next relationship. Because if you do not, you will go back and you will repeat that cycle, And let's just say, for example, the guy or the lady is unreliable or uncommitted, and this is a repeat. And I'm talking about big threads. I'm not just talking about little things like you keep meeting guys, who maybe have a child from another relationship, I mean, that's not necessarily something that should be a deal breaker. But when you have somebody who is uncommitted and you're looking for a committed relationship, then that's a big thread. So when you see those signs that that person is uncommitted, that they don't show up, that they don't call, or maybe that they're always text messaging you, when you're trying to have a conversation with them. So maybe there's a communication issue here, that is something that if you really feel like you have really learned from that experience, it is not necessary for you to go back, retrograde back, and go through this with this person again. If you've done it in the past and you feel like you've learned from that, then recognize that this person is in your life just to check and make sure that you got it. Got it? So move on, fast track, don't get caught up in old lessons that you've already learned because you think that, there's a person that's in your life that's interested in you and you really want to be in a relationship. Don't get caught up in that. You really pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to, what's showing up. And if it's a lesson that you've already learned and it's significant, like the one that I pointed out, the example that I gave you, then, as I said, thank this person. You can thank his higher self, thank him for showing you that you've already, reflecting to you this particular lesson that you've already mastered and you recognize it. And so this relationship is not going to work for you because you don't need to go back through that again. And thank you, have a great life and move on. This is a great way to fast track yourself to your vibrational match, your next level guy or your next level woman. Okay, so have an amazing day, everybody. And, I'll see you on my next video. Bye-bye.